Hey guys, this is Dave. Welcome back to Just the Watch, and today we're going to be taking a look at a watch from AVI-8. This is a military aviation inspired chronograph watch, and this one is done in partnership with Help for the Heroes, or in support of Help for the Heroes. So this is kind of a charity joint venture that AVI-8 is doing in order to raise funds for Help for the Heroes, which I think is really cool. And I think it's a great kind of tie-in that they've got, because AVI-8 is a brand that's all about kind of British military aviation is really the theme and the inspiration for a lot of their watches. So to partner up with a charity that provides support to people who were injured while serving in the British Armed Forces, I think is just a great way to kind of give back. So this is going to be an unboxing plus review. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to unbox the watch. I'll give you my first impressions, and then I'm going to try it on for a couple days, see how it wears, and then come back at the end and give you my thoughts on what I think about it and yeah, what I learned while wearing it. So we'll kind of experience getting to know the watch together, let you know what I think. Anyways, let's open it up and check it out. Okay, now this watch was provided to me by AVI-8 for free. I do get to keep it after the review is done. However, other than the watch itself, I did not receive any compensation at all for this review, nor did AVI-8 have any input into the content of the review itself. And this is kind of a really nice packaging for AVI-8. It's definitely better than their standard packaging. Really cool colored box too. And I believe these colors, they match with the colors of the Help for the Heroes Foundation. So that's kind of the special limited edition. And along with that, they're giving you some extras. So you're getting a really cool leather strap, spring bar tool, and the watch itself. So you can see right off the bat that this is a quartz chronograph. If I remember correctly, it is a Miyota quartz chronograph. And very nice black and white color design. So you're getting what looks like a black PVD coating on the bracelet and the case of the watch. Kind of cool stark color contrast between the white chapter ring there, black dial, so cool black and white look. And then with those pops of colors that are bringing in the Help for the Heroes color scheme. So nice overall balance there. Let's go ahead and get the dimensions and specifications out of the way, and then we'll take a closer look at it. So I'm getting just over 43 millimeters across, right on 50 millimeters lug to lug. Looks like about 12.5 millimeters tall, including the domed mineral crystal. Then you're also getting 22 millimeter lugs. So great for changing out straps, lots of options there, including this one here, big one of them. Let me go ahead and get the rest of the packaging off of here. Okay, so what we got here, we can take a quick look at the case back. So you're getting that Help for the Heroes engraving on the back to remind you that this watch is in support of that. I believe they're giving 5% of the proceeds to Help for the Heroes. Looks like it's also stamped with 50 meters of water resistance. And here's the hang tag if any of you guys are curious about that. Got the model number there. Okay, let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit closer and see what we got here. So here's the dial, and again, this is a mineral crystal, so that's kind of usually gives you a little bit more clarity, but at the cost of less scratch resistance. So this is something that could potentially pick up scratches if you're not too careful with it. You can see this is a quartz, and it looks like it's pretty well lined up. It's nice to see the quartz hand hitting most of those markers, at least on the left side of the dial. Yeah. Now you probably noticed right away that this second hand is the running second hand. If we start the chronograph, we're going to get that top one. The 6 o'clock register is your chronograph seconds counter. So that's reversed. Typically chronographs, the large second hand is for the chronograph for the timer, and you'll get a small one for the running seconds hand. In this case, they have it on a small subdial. And then I'm assuming that this one over here, this is going to be your 60-minute counter for your chronograph. And then over here is kind of a Pepsi-style 24-hour counter. Let's tell you if you're in AM or PM there. If you happen to be really out of it and you can't tell if it's day or night, that will help you there. But it's kind of cool how they've tied the color scheme in. And I do like how that they add those little pops of color into what would otherwise be a very black and white monochrome style watch. Are getting hacking there. And you can see we've got a very nicely integrated 6 o'clock date, and with that little color stripe right above it, kind of looks like a little insignia. Nice design there. And the dial I think is really well done. It's nice, nice texture to it, and I like the little kind of sort of concentric circles in the sub-dial registers. And very well indexed. So you can see right above the baton markers, you're getting your 12-hour markers. Inside, you're getting your 24-hour markers for telling military time. And then on the outside, you're getting 60-second or 60-minute numbers. So this should be something that has a lot of legibility. It should be pretty easy to pick out what time it is at a glance. Really cool second hand with that sort of arrowhead second hand with the insignia on the counterbalance. Very simple kind of stick hour and minute hand. Overall, really nice looking watch. Bracelet is pretty good. You're getting solid links all the way around, including solid end links, so that's nice. It does feel a little bit rattly there, and I think particularly the clasp right here feels fairly thin on the metal, but it's nice that they included a nice milled section here, so that's pretty high quality matching there. But overall, yeah, feels like it functions just fine. But I think, yeah, for the price is about average at what you're looking at for bracelet quality. Anyways, let's go ahead and size this bracelet up for me, and then we'll also test the loom. I'm going to shine this up and see what's loomed on this. We'll try that as well. And then after that, I'll take the watch out and go test out for a couple days. All right, there it is on my 7.5-inch wrist. I had to remove 3 links to get it out, so they give you, pretty good amount of adjustment. And I think it looks really great. So, 43 millimeters is sort of a little bit on the larger side, but for an aviation style watch, that's right about what you would expect. And yeah, again, I'm really liking that black and white color scheme. Feels pretty comfortable so far. But let's go ahead and kill the lights and see how this thing looks in the dark. Okay, so I got the lights killed, and you guys can see how this thing looks loomed up. So it looks like you're just getting loom on the hands and on the 12-hour markers. The loom is not particularly bright, but in this price range, seems like it's about par for the course. Not terribly impressed so far, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. All right, with that, I'm going to go ahead and try this out for a couple days, show you guys some shots as I'm doing that, and I'll come back and give you my conclusion. Okay, let's check out the extra leather strap that they gave you, and we'll try that on the watch too, and I'll see how that one works. All right, so the strap is fairly thick, feels decent quality. Nicely finished, no rough edges or anything. It's stamped genuine leather on the back, AVI-8. I like that they give you the black hardware to match the case of the watch, and then these 3 little stitches here matching the color scheme of the watch. Really ties everything together. Feels like a pretty good quality strap. It's a little bit stiff out of the box. I imagine it's going to take some break-in time, but let's go ahead and get on the watch and see how it wears. It's nice that they also throw in the spring bar tool. So if you don't have this and you want to change the strap, they give you everything you need to choose whichever strap you want with the watch. It's nice to see that these are solid end links that they're including, and they are also female end links, so you're not going to get that little extra protrusion at the end of the bracelet, so this will help it wear nicer depending on your wrist size. Okay, so here it is on that leather strap. Really perfect match as far as the style of the watch, so really great that they're giving you these kind of two options there. This is definitely not like a throwaway freebie. It's a pretty high quality strap that, again, really matches the color scheme and ties it all together. So I think that's the way you want to do it if you're including extra accessories like this. All right, on the wrist, it's pretty comfortable. Wears well. It is stiff out of the box, so this is going to take some break in, but not overly stiff, about normal. And yeah, really like that little accent color there. Anyways, let's try it on the strap for a while, and I'll come back in a little bit and let you guys know what I think. Alright, it's been a fun couple of days with the AVI-8 Hawker Hurricane Help for the Heroes edition. I've had a good time testing out the watch, and I'm going to give you my conclusions on it. Simply put, it's a well-made watch with an absolutely beautiful dial and a lot of great extras that they've added in. I believe the launch price for this is going to be around $250 if I remember correctly. Right now you can go to their website and sign up for it, but it hasn't been officially released quite yet. So things that I liked about the watch, the dial design I think was my favorite part. It's just got a really beautiful, really clean dial. I like the applied indices that they got. It really pops up off of it, and they've done a great job at using color. Having that stark black and white base, but then with those splashes of color in all just the right places, really looks cool. They have a very cohesive theme with their three colors of this kind of teal, navy, and red. And then the subdial hands, each of them are actually using a different colored subdial hand. So for the minute counter you have red, for the second counter you have navy blue, and then for the 24-hour dial you have that kind of teal color. And I guess those three colors are supposed to represent the three colors of the three branches of the British Armed Forces. I also like the extras that they've thrown in, giving you that leather strap as a bonus. That display box is a really cool way to keep the watch and to display it. Those are all things that add a certain amount of value to the watch. And overall, the watch feels very well built and solid for the price. The bracelet feels a little bit rattly, but overall it's a pretty high quality bracelet, especially for the price. You are getting solid end links and a milled clasp and solid links all the way around, so definitely a much higher bracelet than you would get from comparably priced watches from Seiko or Orient even. If I were going to pick out one thing that I would like to see improved on this watch, it would be the movement inside of it. So I'm not sure exactly which movement that this one has, but I would have much preferred to see a movement with a smooth sweeping large second hand for the chronograph. The layout on this movement is a little bit awkward. So the main second hand is used as the running second hand for telling the time, and then the chronograph second hand is at a 12 o'clock subdial. AVI-8's done a lot of movements using the Seiko Mecha Quartz movement, which if they used that one, that would have given you a smooth sweeping large second hand for the chronograph, which I think aesthetically looks a lot better. And it's more in line with the functions of how a chronograph is supposed to work. In this case, the quartz movement is fairly noticeable with that large ticking second hand, and while it does hit the markers fairly consistently on one side of the watch, it sort of misses them on the opposite side, which is very normal for quartz watches. The other thing that I didn't like about this particular chronograph movement is that the reset on the chronograph minutes hand is very slow. To the point that I almost thought it wasn't working because it took so long. Like, it can take up to 30 seconds or so for that minute hand to reach all the way back to zero. So that can actually be a problem sometimes if you need to stop a time and then reset it quickly to start timing something different. Another minor complaint is that the feel on the chronograph pushers is not very tactile, to the point where if I wasn't looking at the watch, sometimes I wasn't sure if I had actually depressed the button hard enough or if it was actually working. But none of these complaints are anything I would consider deal breakers. I think the watch is still pretty well in line with what you would find in similar priced offerings from other brands. I think there are other chronograph watches that offer a better value than this, but this one does have a very cool, unique style with some good extras, and it supports a great cause as well. So if you have a particular interest in the British military and in supporting veterans, I think this is a really compelling offering that they've got, and definitely one worth checking out. Anyways, that's going to wrap up the review. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.